here's part 2, like we promised. If you haven't seen part 1, stay, go, I don't know. It's up to you. So, Rey. That's who we were talking about next. Rey, since we talked about Finn for so long. So, the true hero, who I'm fairly certain is a Skywalker, but that's... I mean...
It hasn't been officially said.
Hasn't been officially said, but there was enough indications in that movie, in her little hut and touching the lightsaber. But
all the visions and all that.
Exactly. But, I mean, she was a shock, though. I mean...
Yeah, no, that was really cool how they did that. And it was fun seeing, Finn using a lightsaber, but, like, I think it gave it so much more when she picked it up and, actually became, like,
not even pick it up. She force pulled it to her.
That
and I
too,
was
but
like, oh, it's about to go down when she outdoes Kylo Ren with that. And you were just like,
That was absolutely my favorite moment.
Yeah, that was...
That was the moment for you where you're like, this is the best part. Just right here.
Yeah.
That's where it made the movie for you.
Well, I mean, for...
I mean, the whole movie was great.
Yeah.
But that's probably like one of the moments you're like, that was honestly the most badass.
The moment where it was made for me was the beginning when Kylo Ren stops that laser, and, like, freezes bow at the same time.
Yeah, that was a moment you're like, this possible Sith Lord is not joking around.
Something I really liked about her was she was a real strong female character without having to show like a lot of what we perceive as like a male strong character. Like, a lot of movies go into like that one girl that does the Fast and Furious movies and Avatar, and you know what I'm talking about.
Michelle Rodriguez?
Yeah, she kind of has
Can't
that kind
believe
of
I do that.
that kind of rough around the edges type of...
Well, I mean, it was kind of like, you could kind of say the same thing possibly about Charlize Theron. I mean, she's a very powerful individual, but a bit... Like, I'm not going to lie, if I ever ran into Charlize Theron in a dark alley, I'd probably run. She'd kick my ass.
Yeah, but I mean, and they didn't really, like, use her in any overly feminine ways. Like, there was never the, the princess, who's needed saving.
They had the damsel in distress moment for a minute, and then she just got out of it.
Well, and I thought what was great was like when Finn got knocked out and she was trying to help him, and like he comes back, he's like, "Oh, do you need my help? Are you okay?"
Are you okay? And she's like, "I'm fine."
Yeah,
you're the one who's up lying out.
Like, take my hand, come with me if you want to live. Or like, or every time like he grabbed her hand, and she's like, I couldn't run without you grabbing my hand. Like, stop.
I thought that was great.
I was laughing at that. That was great. And then of course like her piloting skills. Holy heck. And she was like, he was like, how did you do that? I don't know. I just did. Like that whole scene was phenomenal. Like her piloting the Millennium Falcon, her impressing Han Solo throughout with her knowledge, and like even bypassing the whatever it was that was screwing up the hyperdrive, and he's like, oh well, okay then.
And I think they kind of proved her in the movie to be deserving of sitting next to Chewie at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She inherited that ship. Well, not inherited. She earned it.
Yes.
She earned it.
Yes.
Even though she called it a piece of junk or trash at the beginning, which I'm still a little offended by, but I'll get over it because it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
But
and it can go 10 parsecs.
14 parsecs?
14
well,
parsecs.
you did it 14. It was 12. Like, he's all offended by it. Like, yeah, damn young people. Yeah. Got the grumpy old Han right there. But no, Rey was fantastic. And, like, without any training, being able to persuade the James Bond stormtrooper, because that was Daniel Craig, which I still find hilarious.
Really?
That was Daniel Craig.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, that was his cameo.
Nice.
And it's hilarious. And she was like, she tried, and he's like, I'm going to tighten those restraints. And then she tried again, and he's like, I'm going to let you go, basically. Like, I'm going to release the restraints and leave. And he starts leaving, she's like, and you're gonna drop your gun, and I'm gonna drop my gun. Like that was a great way of showing her power, yet still being fun with it, but not over the top fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then like it was even better when they're doing their little rescue mission, Finn and Han and Chewie, and Finn's trying to come up with a plan. I was like, what's this? And they turn around and there's Rey just like already out and about. And they're like, oh, like, okay, so like, why are we here? Like, I thought that was an awesome moment. She got out of it herself. Yes, they helped get her off the planet initially, but she probably would have been able to get out of it. So like, I really liked Rey as a character. She was fantastic. Especially Daisy Ridley, I think is the actress that plays her. Like, her first really big role. She did fantastic. I think I remember they said in an interview that J.J. Abrams on their first day said, your acting's really flat or something like that, or boring. And clearly she took it to heart and gave a great performance.
That's something that I love about the Star Wars franchise, is them casting these, unknown actors in these big roles. What?
Well, we laid it to rest, so I'm not going to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, even the prequels did it to an extent.
I mean, they did it. I'm not going to say they did it well.
Well, yes, but they still did it.
Fair. But yeah, no, I mean, she was great, and then, freaking Rey, possibly Skywalker. I'm still saying that she is. For now, I'm going to say she is. But moving on to another Force user, Kylo freaking Ren, aka Ben Solo, which still shocked me that they called him Ben, but I would have thought that
was a good nod.
No, it was a good nod. I just expected, like, if anyone in that universe had a child named Ben, it would have been Luke Skywalker.
Right.
But maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he had input on the name.
Right.
They were like, yeah, we like that name. But Kylo Ren was a beast. Like, I mean,
I think the thing with Kylo Ren is he doesn't have that presence that Vader has.
He's like Proto Vader.
Yeah. But I think he's a lot more dynamic as a character. Because, when in the first scenes with him where he has his mask on, he seems, badass and scary and all that. But, like, when he's torturing, was it Rey that he was torturing when he first takes off his mask?
Yeah. That was the first time.
When he takes off, it's like, it's almost awkward for a bit. Because, he's been wearing this mask this whole time, and now you're seeing his real face. And when you see his real face, you're also kind of seeing his real personality, which comes through to me as somewhat like a Anakin Skywalker.
But done well.
And going in on that, I think that was purposeful, because how much he seems to idolize Vader, it would make sense that, his character would follow suit a little bit.
And they even say, Leia says it, I think, that he has too much Vader in him.
Yes.
So he is going to be very Anakin-like.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to follow in his footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I don't even know where I was about to go with that.
What did you guys think when they revealed that he was the son of Han and Leia?
I wasn't super surprised, but that is because I was somewhat exposed to the expanded universe, and I had a guess that maybe they'd incorporate some old expanded universe into it, and because I remember Jack and Solo became a Sith Lord at one point, and I was wondering if that's what they were going to be doing, but obviously I couldn't be certain.
It was kind of weird for me, because the whole family thing seems like such a cliche at this point, but then again, Star Wars is also the one that really kind of started the cliche, so it almost seems fitting. I don't know, it felt a little bit awkward, but going forward, it fit better.
I feel awkward about it. In fact, I was having this discussion with someone earlier. The Force is strong within that family. They say that in the trailer.
Right.
The Force is strong with me, like it was with my father, and my sister, and now you.
Yeah.
And that will translate over to them. And I'm wondering. Power corrupts.
Right.
We constantly hear that.
Yeah.
And maybe, the stronger you are with the Force in that universe, the easier it is to be corrupted. Like Anakin, let's be honest. He turned on a dime in the prequels. He's all good. He struggled in episode 2, but then in episode 3, he's saying, "Oh no, don't kill him. He deserves a trial." And then 9 minutes later, he's murdering children.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like you said a second ago that Kylo was how Anakin should have been done. I almost feel like Kylo is like what Anakin should have turned into as Vader, because
at least in the prequel.
Yeah, because that transition from whiny little Anakin, I can't get what I want, to such solemn Vader, it just seems so strange, and I think it would make more sense with Kylo Ren.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I was having a discussion with my wife about this, about Kylo Ren. When she first saw him take his mask off, she was weirded out.
Yeah.
She was like,
I was too.
Huh? And she's just kind of like staring, like she didn't know what to think. And she was like, he's so odd looking.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought when I first saw who was cast as the bad guy. I was like, and at the time he had like the facial hair, like the weird goatee thing. I was like, huh, okay. But then by the time it got to like the last fight scene, she was like, you know what? He's a good looking guy. I could see. I mean, let's be honest. Like, think of me as you will, but he is weird looking at first. But by the end of it, I was like, yeah, he's a good looking guy. Like, I can see he's got that boyish look to him, especially in that last scene. And I think it just worked well.
Yeah.
And I can see why they didn't have the helmet on him the whole time. They wanted us somewhat emotionally invested.
Yes. Yeah.
And to see the emotions.
Oh, no, and I think that's what makes him a great character. I want to know, what happened to him that made him, become like this. Han and Leia said that they wanted him to be trained by Luke, and
Yeah, they said they sent him away. But they should have had Luke training him, which did not make sense to me.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if
It's just he got. Leia said it. He was influenced by Supreme Leader Snoke.
And I really want to learn more about who Snoke is.
Yeah.
I have my theories. Yeah. Like everyone else. I mean, he is old. Andy Serkis has said that he's like really old. He's seen it all basically. Which doesn't. I mean, that's for another video. We'll go into theories, but shut up. Yes, he's going. Smeagol, when he fell into Mount Doom, he came out as Snoke and got picked up by some freighter. But
Lord of the Rings and Star Wars in the same universe, confirmed.
Shut up, Joe. But going back to it, because they said Luke was trying to create a new Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Which I would have assumed he would have been training hands-on because he's the last Jedi.
Yeah.
Where did they send Ben Solo to be trained if it wasn't with Luke?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and if I'm wrong, call me out in the comments or something. But I could have sworn they said they sent him away and they wish they sent him to Luke.
Yeah.
No, the sense I got was that they sent him to Luke to train, wasn't it?
I'll find out on Saturday when I rewatch it.
It seemed to me like Kylo Ren was the one who destroyed all that Luke was
building. Which does beg the question, just real quick: did he go full Anakin and just kill all the younglings, or did he convert them to the dark side? Because he's the leader of the Knights of Ren, meaning there's more.
Yeah.
There's other Force users that he may be in charge of. I don't know. It's oh my gosh. There's a lot of questions about it.
Yeah. As long as we're on that vision part, did you guys hear a little bit of Yoda in that?
Yeah.
He says he heard Kenobi. Both versions.
I didn't hear. I read about it in some articles.
Oh, you read about it?
Yeah. They
because if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Yeah. No, they cut some dialogue from Alec Guinness. To actually say Rey, they cut one of his words to make it sound like it, and then I guess they had Ewan McGregor come in and do a little bit of dialogue, and this is when she was having her vision but apparently they put in a little bit of Yoda as well. Yeah,
I caught that on the fourth time.
On the fourth time. Okay, but so yeah, that's it for part 2. We have a lot more to discuss, though. So part 3, go click on it. Maybe we'll put the link on Joe's face or mine. I don't know. So go check it out if you want to continue hear us bickering about this. All right, real quick thanks to our sponsors, Imagine That 3D, where you can get stuff 3D printed like this Kylo Ren lightsaber hilt. You can just go online to imaginethat-3d.com, submit a design. They ship all over the nation. It's pretty cool stuff. So again, thanks from us here at Awkward Daydream.